In a few weeks, the world will mark a day that 70 years ago changed the course of history. A World War II veteran from East Tennessee is about to make a return trip to Normandy, France, where on D-Day, he literally glided into combat. The War Room in Clinton Riddle's Sweetwater home is a meticulously kept museum of medals, posters, and pictures.
I've got where we landed and everything.
Treasures like this hunk of canvas from a World War II glider connect him to one of the greatest surprise attacks in the history of warfare.
Well, we fought for 33 days and nights without a relief. This thing's so fragile.
His room full of keepsakes tie this 93-year-old soldier to a corner of France where he is about to return 70 years after first landing on D-Day, June 6, 1944.
I'm just hoping to see some of my friends and people that I got acquainted with.
Riddle was a part of an almost 4,000-man glider unit on D-Day, close to 30 troops crammed inside each glider, ready to fight as a group when they landed. The goal of attack planners was to tow the gliders across the English Channel and cut them loose. The landing behind enemy lines in France would help add firepower and protect troops advancing from the beaches. That was the plan.
About halfway over the channel, our tow plane lost power, and we got down to about 150 or 200 feet of the channel. You could see the waves are coming up. We ran into a lot of anti-aircraft fire.
After surviving the flight, Riddle and his team almost died on the landing.
We cut the top out of a tree with the left wings and went in and hit real hard. In fact, it was so hard, the field radio that I was carrying, it broke the antenna off of it.
Moments later, a photographer snapped this picture of Riddle fixing his radio. And minutes after that, he was dodging German bullets, much like his fellow soldiers a few miles away on the D-Day beaches.
Have observed so many give their life there on the beach. You can't help from have a feeling, well, you just thank the good Lord that you were one of them.
Riddle returned to those beaches to mark the 50th anniversary of D-Day. On that trip, he managed to find one of his old foxholes.
I couldn't believe it. It's still there.
And he snapped a photo of the clump of trees in the French countryside where this farm boy from East Tennessee crash-landed into combat.
People say, how in work can you remember all those dates and things? They're branded in my brain.
It is a day branded into history, and for this Sweetwater veteran who lived it,
I'm lucky I came home alive. Thanks, Mr. Veteran, for what you have done for me.
It's time, once again, to make a return trip. And you can see a previous story we produced back in 2010 on Clinton Riddle online at WBIR.com. We will also keep you posted on his upcoming trip overseas. That does it for 10 News at 5. Now to your headlines on